Okay, the DJI MINI 3 Pro, this is a fantastic drone, and I want to talk to you today about my top 3 features that I love the most on this. And it's not just going to be the marketing features, the specs, because we've seen them 1,000,001 times, but I've categorized this now into 3 areas from reviewing this, from testing this multiple times, and then break it down into 3 key areas. And the first one I'm going to talk to you about is performance. So performance on small drones is really important because they are so small. They get the stigma that they're just a toy, and also people are going to be worried when first getting a drone whether they're actually safe to fly because they're just so small. This drone is absolutely tiny, is smaller than most mobile phones, can fit in the palm of your hand, can fit in most pockets. It is tiny. However, the performance of it is the complete opposite. The performance is brilliant. So wind is a big consideration and factor when getting one of these drones because they're so small. However, it's got the same wind resistance as the DJI Air 2S, and I've been flying this in really strong winds that you really shouldn't fly in, and it's still here. The wind performance of it has been fantastic, and that's a massive part of this drone about just how good it is. Also, the overall performance, it starts up in around about 30 seconds. It gets a GPS signal really fast. So the actual time from getting your controller, getting your drone, turning them both on to being in the air literally can take 2 minutes and you're in the air flying, and that is great. It's not like you're going to be waiting around to get infrared signals. You don't have to do any of the calibrations anymore. You don't have to do any IMU calibrations, no compass calibrations. It's just ready to go. I have took this off from my car roof, from metal objects, and I've never get any compass calibrations anymore. They seem to have just gone away. So I don't want to go into all the specs of this. We've seen it and heard it 1,000,000 times. But the photo and video quality out of this, the performance is fantastic. You've got 10-bit D-Cine-like color profile for color grading to get the best out of this drone. You have JPEG and RAW photos, so you can get the best out of the photos. And I haven't got any footage from this. Put it onto my computer and gone, that is awful. That just looks like a small toy drone has done that. I haven't even looked at any of the footage and wished I took the Mavic 3. Performance of this is great, and in line with the DJI Fly app, which has got better with every version, the overall performance from flying this with the DJI Fly app, which is now built into this if you get the controller version, is fantastic. So performance again is really good. I really do like the controller. I know the controller's had some issues with some people saying that they're not happy with this signal or the range on here. I personally haven't had that. I make sure that the controller is pointing directly into the actual direction of the drone, and I've used this in lots of different locations, different countries, and I found it to be great. I really like this because it's nice and lightweight. It goes hand in hand with this drone. You don't want a really heavy controller and a really lightweight drone, so it's really good for traveling around. The screen's built in, so you don't need to connect your phone now. It's great. It's not as bright as the RC Pro, but this is about £250 as a standalone controller now, whereas the RC Pro costs more than the DJI Air 2S. It's a lot more expensive. So I really like this combination. Overall performance of this drone, the user experience, my enjoyment, the quality coming from this drone is brilliant. Okay, the next one comes down to low light performance of this drone. So the low light on here, I think is really good. It's now an f1.7 aperture on here, and that's different to the DJI Air 2S, which is an f2.8, and the Mini 2, which is f2.8. So you're going to get better low light video from this drone. And if we look at these clips now, you'll see that the low light video I'm really impressed with. You can see the colors are nice and popping, it's nice and sharp. There's not much noise in this video at all. And I've taken videos in quite a few different locations, and I've been so impressed with this. And also, going back to the first point about the wind resistance, these shots were taken on this drone when it was windy as well, and it was still able to get really smooth looking footage, but also good quality. So if you want a small drone for traveling around and not just be able to take videos in the daytime, and you want to take videos at night as well, normally this is where the quality falls apart on any camera like this with a small sensor. Or if you have like an action camera with a small sensor, nighttime video is normally pretty crap. However, on here, I'm really impressed with the performance of that low light video. Alright, and the next part is going to be relating to this, and this is going to be the gimbal on here, the gimbal rotation and what you can do with this. And I am super impressed with this. This is unlike any other drone that I personally have ever flown and got experience like this. Just look at how much this gimbal rotates. You have full 90 degrees rotation on this drone. And not only that, it gets even better. So as we all know, a big selling feature of this drone is that it has the ability to also shoot vertical video. So you can shoot both horizontal, or with the press of a button, it now switches into vertical. Now, I know not everybody uses drones for taking videos and photos for Reels and TikToks, but there's also another massive part of people who do. And they love this. They love taking photos and videos to social media. And this is what kind of small drones are made for, being able to go to a location where it's a really good landscape, and rather than take a video in normal horizontal form and then go onto your editor and crop in and lose quality, you can get that video shot in vertical and then transfer it straight to your phone and put it onto Instagram in minutes. It's massive difference to what it was before, and I think it's a great feature. So if you are not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. I'll just put it down here to go and follow me. When I'm actually flying the Mavic 3, I'm looking for this button and go, why is that button doesn't exist? It's a great feature. I hope all of the DJI drones coming forward all have this. It's great. But it's not just the vertical video about that performance. This performance of this gimbal, if we go back to this, you can take some fantastic shots when you can rotate this gimbal so high. So a shot I do a lot is as I'm flying the drone down, I can then rotate the gimbal up and get this really good looking effect. Or you can reverse it, like the drone is free falling. It's fantastic. I love the gimbal on here. I think they've done a fantastic job with this. The rotation, the switch from horizontal to vertical, it's so unique and it's so good. So overall, the actual performance of this drone, it's great. I really recommend it. If you've not got this drone already, it's currently now back in stock on DJI. It literally was selling like hotcakes. There was out of stock or waiting for ages, and finally they've caught up and it's now available. So I hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you like and subscribe if you're new around here. Let me know what your favorite features are on this drone, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.